According to the United Nations, the United States is home to more migrants than any other country, more than the next four highest countries combined. And during the last 10 months, the federal government has placed a lot of emphasis on the millions of people who've entered the country illegally through the southern border.
And as the Trump administration continues to work rounding up what it says is the worst of the worst on this National Immigrants Day, the Buckley Report shows us another immigration story as old as the nation itself that is at the heart of American success.
Frappe powders that make frozen coffee drinks. We have specialty oatmeal.
The Nasi Kayana you see today
We have smoothie.
isn't the one he imagined growing up.
How do you keep it all straight?
Team of people. Team of people.
He lived his first 18 years in the Eastern Bloc country of Albania on the Adriatic Sea just north of Greece, but saw the opportunity that beckoned from beyond the horizon to the west.
You came here legally.
Correct. As a student at High Point University.
And history dictated that he stay as chaos broke out back in Albania in the mid-1990s and people escaped any way they could.
Did you know you were going to be an entrepreneur when you got here?
As a matter of fact, I didn't think I was going to be in business at all. I studied to be a humanitarian, and that's what I did for the first few years of my life.
And that's what he did.
This is probably one of the most heartbreaking stories.
Medical examiners removed the bodies one by one. A father, a mother, a 14-year-old boy.
My father shot my brother, my mother, and himself.
20 years ago, he was helping people like Kirsten Ruiz, who lost her entire family in the stressful aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, find a new home in the Piedmont.
The most effective ways of helping people are other people. They will always be that way.
That idea hasn't left him
Well, we started here
as he ventured into business.
2004. We bought this building. We did not have roasting equipment. We were importing coffee from Italy. It was just espresso.
With his business partner, also an immigrant, they slowly expanded,
Also to coffee shops is our bread and butter.
and now
We ship predominantly southeast, but we have shipped as far as California, Washington State.
their Fortuna Coffee is not only one of the biggest wholesalers in the Southeast,
We have over 3,500 products for coffee shops.
they are where those shops are created
Yeah, we worked with the owner to come up with a customized workflow.
with a team that designs the shop and supplies everything in it.
Designing to completion. We call it one-stop coffee shop.
And a long list of projects in the pipeline has the company preparing to double from its current level of about 50 employees. Quite an effect on an area that they may not have grown up in, but has very much become home.
When you hear people in public life talk about immigrants today, how does it strike you?
There's stigma, they're good and bad everywhere, but to this day, if we look at the history of what built America to be the greatest country that it is, and what continues to still build America to be a very successful country, taking the immigrant out of that equation is like taking the America out of the Americas. So watch when immigrants become Americans, the day of their citizenship, and look at the amount of tears and joy and emotion and sensitivity that you feel in that room, and understand that it's not just about a piece of paper or a passport or a green card. It's about a way of life they've been waiting and longing for a long time.
Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
And according to research done by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, immigrants started about 1 in 5 new businesses in the U.S., making immigrants 80% more likely to start a business versus native-born Americans.